Hi, I'm Dylan,
And I'm Jake.
and today we will be talking about our top 10 QBs for the 2023 NFL Draft.
All right. Starting off with my number 10 quarterback, Jake Hayner. He is a 44 overall rating, in my opinion.
He stands at 6 foot, he is 207 pounds, and he has a 40-yard dash of 4.82.
So, for everybody, my ratings are based off of, I think, their percentage of potential and their percentage of ability to start in the league. The next guy on the list, if you don't have any other questions or
No,
comments, is Tanner McKee. He is my ninth ranked quarterback, and I have him with a 47 overall grade.
he is quite tall, standing at 6 foot 6, and he is 241 pounds with a 4.75 40-yard dash. He is pretty tall running for a QB. He's the tallest new guy that I've seen. Um,
So the things I like about him, he's big, like you were saying, and he moves decently for a big guy. He's a little clunky, but I like the way he moves for as big as he is. And I think he can throw the ball pretty well. I mean, he's not perfect. That's why he's only number nine. But so the next guy is Clayton Tune at number eight, 52 grade.
he is 6'2" and 220 pounds, and his 40-yard dash is a 4.64. Uh, he is very experienced. Uh, he has put up pretty good numbers in Houston.
So that brings me to a point is, I mean, numbers are good, but they always don't always mean everything because I mean, depends on what school you're at, what kind of help you have, and all that. But he did have a pretty good career there, and so we can move on to our tie at number six. Gonna go Will Levis first. He was the 55 overall grade.
He is pretty tall, standing at 6'4" and weighing in at 229 pounds, with a 40-yard dash of 4.72. Uh, he's relatively new. Uh, he's a pretty good name, but I don't see too much potential in him.
So a lot of people have him rated fairly high, and the reason I have him so down so far on my list, I mean, he has a big arm. He's tall. He's but he's not super athletic. His decision making is very questionable in my opinion. I feel like he's a slow Justin Fields. Um, so I think he could struggle in the league to start off with. If he gets with the right coach, you never know. I mean, that's kind of the way it is with any guy. So the guy that he's tied with is Max Duggan, also the same 55 rating.
Uh, his 40-yard dash is 4.52, which is the second fastest out of our top 10. He stands at 6'2" and he weighs in at 270 pounds. Uh, he's pretty fast for a QB.
Um, so the only thing I have to say about him is he's I like his athleticism. He's got a pretty good arm, pretty good accuracy. His decision making still could use a lot of work. Um, And I think that's all I got to say about him. Let's see our next guy. Who's our next guy?
Dor,
DTR,
yeah.
Dorian Thompson Robinson. He's obviously number 5. His ranking is a 57.
Uh, he stands at 6'2". He is 230 pounds, pretty light. Uh, and he runs a 4.56 40-yard dash. Uh, he gets the ball out quickly. Uh, he has pretty good accuracy at short and intermediate range.
Um, so I love his athleticism. He's I think the third fastest guy in the class,
Yep.
at least in our top 10. Um, he's got a good arm, and all right, everybody, we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So I'm going to start off talking about how I come up with these ratings. So I do a lot of film analysis on all their games, and then I look at some of their mechanical breakdowns, and including their arm and footwork. Um, so let's jump into our next guy at number 4 with the 74 overall, Hendon Hooker. Um, he's still recovering from an ACL, as far as I know, but I think not discluding that injury, this is where he would fall.
He stands at 6'3" and weighs in at 217 pounds, and he runs a 4.77, which is the second slowest in all top 10.
So, as I said before, that he's recovering from an ACL injury. I don't know if that's an estimated time or his pro day time, but I think that he's probably a little more athletic than that gives him credit for. All right, so on to the next guy. It is one more thing on Hendon Hooker. There are some deep ball accuracy concerns, but not too bad. I think right coaching he'll be fine. All right. Next is number 3 is Bryce Young. I have him at 75 overall. I think some people might think that's kind of low on him, but I have some concerns on his measurables, which we're going to get into now.
He stands at 5'10", makes him the shortest out of all top 10. He weighs in at 204 pounds, which is pretty light, and he is four, his 40 is a 4.52.
Okay. So the thing about him with his stature is, yeah, he's pretty wiggly and can get out of the pocket. But if you watch the Georgia game, they kind of kept him in the pocket, corral him, and I think NFL defenses, for the most part, will be able to do that, except for the bad ones, which he'll face enough bad ones that he'll be able to play good games and tear them up. And I think with the right coaching, and I mean that's the thing with all of this. I think anybody with the right coach can improve and get better. Uh, these are just estimations of, you know, I have my concerns with that 5'10". You look at the other quarterbacks that are shorter. They're Drew Brees back in the day, Tua, who's the other guy I'm forgetting? Russell Wilson. Uh, they're all still 6 foot. Kyler Murray's 5'11", so he's still taller, and he's one of the fastest quarterbacks on the field still. Um, so he could get away with speed. Uh, so those are my concerns there. The next guy we got, most people think maybe is a little high, but he's Anthony Richardson at number 2 at 76. So he's just coming in just above these guys. These 3 were pretty tight in my opinion.
He stands at 6'4" and weighs in at 244 pounds, which makes him the heaviest out of all top 10. He is also the fastest because he runs a 4.43 40-yard dash. He also has the highest uh, vertical jump and the broad jump. He has the record for those in history out of QBs.
So, given those measurables, I think a coach worth his salt will be able to turn him into a good quarterback. I think if he fails to become a good quarterback, it's going to be on the coaching. He has natural skills at the position. He just hasn't played very much. Yeah, he's raw, but he should be able to do the Justin Fields thing for a little while. Get him on the field, let him do some run game stuff, some special packages, and as he develops his quarterbacking skills. All right, let's move on to our top guy, CJ Stroud at number one. He has an 87 overall. He is a near perfect prospect, in my opinion, at the quarterback position. His ceiling might not be as high as Anthony Richardson, but it's still pretty high. He's got all sorts of attributes. I think that he showed his elusiveness and his athleticism against Georgia. I think that could be tapped into more.
He stands at 6'3" and 214, so his size is pretty average. His 40-yard dash is a 4.74, which is on the slower side. I think he is faster than that, though.
All right, that wraps up our top 10 quarterbacks for the 2023 draft. If you guys want to push back in the comments, that's great. We love to hear it. We'll try to get back to you if we can, and we'll see you next time.